My name's Don. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching today's episode. If you are watching it live, good morning. I hope you have your coffee at the ready and prepared for another great episode. Again, as always, I have already had my coffee. I have learned my lesson and I now have the coffee before I start Coffee and Crypto. However, please, if you do have yours, sit back, relax, and let's crack on. So, first things first, as always, we will look at the top 10 coins in the market and see how prices are looking because, well, not much is happening in crypto at the moment. So let me just refresh this again just to make sure it is completely up to date. There we go. Okay, so Bitcoin, yes, still surprisingly sitting at $26,000. We then have Ethereum at 1,642. BNB, surprisingly, at $215, up almost 3% on the day. We then have XRP at 51 cents, Cardano 26 cents, Dogecoin at 0.06, and then Solana $20. And finally, Tron at 0.07. So, surprise, surprise, we have nothing going on at the moment in terms of the past 24 hours in the charts. Yes, we did see a bit of a kind of movement last night for a short period. However, things seem to have recovered since then. And yeah, there's not much going on. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're still just plodding on and expecting crypto to kind of continue its baseline and just go sideways as always. Now, let's jump into the news. Now, I will not kind of lie to you. There's not a lot of news to cover. Crypto has been quite rough in terms of news the past few days, but I do have some information that I want to give you, and also I'm going to talk a little bit about the CC Pro basket. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, stick around for the full video and I'll explain in detail how you can get involved, a little bit about what the actual basket is, why we brought it, and what does it mean for you as an investor. And yeah, anyway, let me crack on with some news. First of all, get warmed up, get you all settled down, and then yeah, I will chat a little bit about the CC Pro basket. Now, first things first, just touching on some Ripple lawsuit news because I feel like it seems to have died down a little bit. It was quite prevalent maybe a week ago or so, and now it's kind of died down. However, I seen this and I did quite agree with it, and it's something that I have said a few times, that the lawsuit cost XRP about 3 years of adoption. And the reason for that is obviously we were in that legal battle, and still actually in that legal battle for 2.5 years, almost 3 years at this point, where, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were still things happening with Ripple and with XRP in the background. However, it was extremely difficult for Ripple and XRP to do much and get approval from anyone because, well, they were in a huge lawsuit and no companies want to touch something that's in a lawsuit, right? But anyway, the SEC, like we said, had filed that lawsuit back in December of 2020. And again, as John Deaton has stated here, it's almost 3 years of potential adoption in the US that have been missed out. Now, Deaton's comments came amid Coinbase's announcement that it has acquired a minority stake in USDC, which is obviously Circle. We know that. We spoke about that yesterday on the Coffee and Crypto episode. And they will be working to unlock additional utilities and grow the USDC ecosystem. The lawyer reflected on how Ripple and XRP were on the trajectory of great adoption and cross-border payment, and if not for the SEC lawsuit, the likes of Coinbase might have shown similar interest in Ripple. Again, I completely and wholeheartedly agree because we all know, well, again, hopefully you all know, but if you do know much about Ripple and how it actually works and what the whole point of XRP is, you'll know that that is the main benefit of it, is cross-border payments and trying to help the standard financial system move money cross-border, faster, cheaper, and much easier, and also a trackable system as well. However, like I said, because they were in this lawsuit, no one really wanted to partner with them. No one really wanted to try help progress because they thought, well, hang on a minute, they're in a lawsuit, apparently they're a security. I don't want a security on my books. I don't want to do deals with someone that is in a lawsuit. Even though the lawsuit was a bogus lawsuit, we all know that, companies, like I said, need that kind of security around them before they can do that. So yeah, I do agree with John Deaton and this headline that XRP and Ripple have missed out on years of work that could have been put in the background to better the actual product itself. But look, it is what it is. We will move kind of forward. Just takes a bit more time, but we will move forward. Now check this. This is the tweet. So you could never underestimate the damage of the SEC's lawsuit has caused, not only against Ripple, but XRP. 3 years of adoption, that's what it's caused. Just how long is 3 years in crypto years? People seem to forget how much Coinbase promoted XRP before the lawsuit. And I want to show you this. I'll show you on a larger scale because I found this quite interesting. So I personally doubled down on my XRP holdings after Coinbase listed XRP and prompted XRP's utility. In fact, every time you open the Coinbase app, you've seen this. So it's frustrating because obviously we all know what's happened, but look at that. Can I make that image larger? It's a bit blurry on my screen. Hopefully you can see it okay on your screen, but essentially Coinbase was shilling XRP or USDC for your Coinbase account because of its speed and moving obviously money around. So yeah, quite frustrating to see that. I don't even know when that tweet was. I think it must have been about 2-3 years ago when they first listed it. But yeah, obviously they're now partnered with USDC. Well, Coinbase could have partnered with Ripple for the exact same thing because they were using both USDC and XRP Ripple at the same time. And yeah, if it even says that, I'll read that part there. Hopefully, again, you can see this. It says, you can now send money to any user with a Coinbase account around the world using XRP or USDC. By using cryptocurrencies that are optimized for cross-border transmission, you can send and receive money virtually instantly by sending those cryptocurrencies and having the receipt convert them into the local currency. There's zero fee for sending to other Coinbase users and a nominal on-chain network fee for sending outside of Coinbase. So again, check that. Frustrating, but Coinbase was shilling and making the most of XRP when it launched it because it's powerful. XRP, the token, and Ripple, the business, what they're trying to do is powerful and it's needed and it's useful. However, the SEC didn't think so. And it's kind of stumped all of this goodness. So yeah, there you go. Again, another kind of reason why we are I am a personal fan of Ripple, the business, and XRP because of, well, this. It's frustrating, but anyway, let's move on to some other news. So, the OpenSea manager accused of insider trading has actually been sentenced to 3 months in prison and a $50,000 fine. Now, this is interesting, all to do with NFTs. So, back when the NFT hype was at its peak, let me run through this, and bit of an interesting one. So, a federal judge has sentenced the former OpenSea product manager to 3 months in prison for wire fraud and money laundering related to insider trading on the platform. Now, moving forward here, let's just see what it says about some good part of the news. Here it is. So he's been ordered to pay a $50,000 fine and forfeit ill-gotten Ethereum from the non-fungible token trades that he made. The Inner City Press reported he would be required to surrender himself on November 2nd, with his lawyers planning to appeal the decision and request bail. Now, Respect for the Law and General Deterrence Militant for Punishment reportedly said the judgment on sentencing, but it is his first time offence. They are mitigating circumstances and he has a potentially promising future. So, essentially, it says here he purchased 45 NFTs prior to them being featured and then resold them. So, because he was he was behind the scenes, he worked for OpenSea, he knew that the NFTs were going to go live, it was the NFT hype, he knew that there was money to be made, and he knew that he could resell them very, very easily. He knew that they would be very beneficial, and, well, when they're listed on the website that he's working for, he would have kind of first pick, essentially. So yeah, it's been reported and he has been seen as insider trading, and then yeah, he's been put in prison for that. So yeah, an interesting one coming out from NFTs. Again, NFT hype. I don't know if this is just part of the media frenzy on trying to drive down prices even more on NFTs, or trying to make NFTs alive again. I don't know what it is, because NFTs obviously never really get spoken about anymore. And we've seen the floor prices and the general hype for NFTs just flatline. Like, there really hasn't been anything interesting coming out recently on NFT graphics or images or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, just to give you a little update, some insider trading happened, and you tend to see this a lot in kind of the big platforms. But yeah, anyway, will it change your view on NFTs? Probably not. Will it help you with your investment journey? Probably not. But I do find it interesting to cover this type of news to show you the kind of things that do happen behind the scenes. It's not all as clean as you think. There are people out there doing this in the background. Okay, next up then, SBF, Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, I've seen quite a lot of news about this, about Sam Bankman-Fried, but this was the funniest headline that I could find. It says that Sam Bankman-Fried is low on meds, living on $3 peanut butter in prison. Like, I don't truly understand why this gets that much attention and this much media hype, the whole SBF thing. I really don't get it. It's quite frustrating. I guess the FTX scandal or whatever that it's still going on. I don't know why they're still trying to make it news, really. But anyway, let me read this to you. It's quite funny, and you probably have seen the past few days and few weeks, I suppose, that the news has all been about SBF. It's not really been about much more than that, other than just absolute nonsense. So anyway, look at this. So the former FTX CEO's lawyers say that he's been served a flesh diet in prison, even though he's a vegan. And so he's been subsisting, is that a word? On bread, water, and peanut butter. Oh, boo. So, so he's been he's been having a tough time apparently behind bars. What, such a shame. Eating only bread with peanut butter to accommodate his vegan diet, while exhausting his supply of prescription medication. In the same hearing where SBF pleaded not guilty, so you might have seen that as well, he pled not guilty just yesterday, I believe it was, to 7 fraud-related charges. His lawyers pleaded for the former FTX CEO to receive better treatment inside the Brooklyn's notorious Metropolitan Detention Centre, according to a transcript. Now, Sam Bankman-Fried's attorney claimed due to the lack of vegan options provided by the prison, he had been forced to have a diet of bread, peanut butter and water, and the FTX boss refused. Did I say the right word there? FTX boss refused to eat the flesh diet, he's calling it, being served. Now, look, that's what you get for being a vegan, right? Go over it. A little bit of meat's not going to hurt you. It's probably going to do you some good. But poor SBF. This is making crypto headlines, right? It's not mainstream media headlines, but anyway, that's not important. But this is making headlines that SBF is low on meds, he's living on peanut butter, he's not getting his vegan diet. Like, who cares? Honestly, like, I know I'm covering it, right? I'm giving it airtime on this massive coffee and crypto show, but it just goes to show you, like I said at the start of today's episode, the news recently in crypto has been tough. Like, it's tough for me to get relatively interesting or even news that's relevant, because you can tell, like, this is bottom of the barrel type of news. Like, why is this on Cointelegraph, and why is it one of the top 10 news kind of articles when I look? Like, what's going on with crypto, man? Like, honest to goodness. Anyway, whatever. Again, this is why Coffee and Crypto is a bit of a different type of news show than anyone else will ever do. There will be many that will try and replicate myself and what I do for Coffee and Crypto. However, no one will compare, because everyone is just a little sheep to the system of crypto and will I mean, I bet you any money there's other crypto news channels doing this exact thing, covering the SBF. Oh my God, Sam, but like, get a grip, man. Like, sorry, I'm kind of going off on one here. But this is why you tune in. I like to go off on one. But anyway, this is absolute utter garbage. I don't know why it's been given news time. I don't know why I'm still talking about it either, to be honest. But anyway, rant is coming to an end in a few seconds. But anyway, when you see stuff like this, just swing past it. Don't care about it. This is probably time to kind of just step away from reading the news yourself. Just stay tuned to Coffee and Crypto. I promise I will try and bring you better news that absolutely works and actually makes sense for you. But anyway, don't fall victim to the crypto sheep or the crypto news channel sheep who just follow and use the big headlines to get the views. I don't mind too much about views. I'm not here for the views. I'm here to as an outlet. Coffee and Crypto is just my outlet, and if you watch it, fantastic. I appreciate you. If you don't, that's fine. I don't mind. But anyway, let's move on. let's put a line here in the sand, and we'll step over it, and we will look at the Financial Times. Now check this. So I did put this in today's description because I think it's hilarious. Very much like the ITV News coverage that we actually featured on last week or the week before. Yeah, check this headline. So, crypto has amplified financial risks in the emerging markets. The central banks have warned. Oh, right, okay. Interesting. Let's cover this. So, cryptocurrency assets have amplified rather than reduced financial risks in less developed economies. I don't know why I said that weird. And regulators will need to treat them in the same way they oversee other assets. Some of the world's most powerful central banks have warned. Oh, right, okay, if the central banks have said it, it must be true. Novel solutions to payments challenges should not be classified as dangerous simply because they are different. The Bank for International Settlements said on Tuesday. However, the global central banking body added that the appeal of crypto was illusionary in a paper published on approaches to regulation. Now, the consultative group of directors of financial stability, again, I've said this so many times on Coffee and Crypto, I love the names that they give all these big fancy institution and groups and financial partners and whatever it is. Look at that. The consultative group of directors of financial stability. Come on. Anyway, this includes representatives from the central banks of the US, Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Chile, and Mexico. Said crypto had been promoted as a low-cost payment solution and a substitute for national currencies in countries with high inflation or high exchange volatility. However, crypto assets have so far not reduced that, but rather amplified the financial risks in less developed economies. Therefore, they should be assessed from a risk regulatory perspective like all other assets, it said in a 50-page report. 50-page report. Oh, you have to just love the game. So the watchdogs, including the IMF and the Bank for International Settlements, have been charting the evolving financial stability risks from the cryptocurrency market as it ballooned from its nascent, I don't know what that word means, industry to one whole value peaked at $2.9 trillion. Ah, the good old days. Remember when the crypto market was $2.9 trillion? I sure do miss that time. Some were comforted by the limited blowback for the wider financial system as crypto's value plummeted by 75% with just over a year of its all-time high. But regulators, including the European Central Bank, have continued to warn of future risks, while global securities watchdog IOSCO is pushing national authorities to be faster and bolder in their approach. Now, honestly, I hate even reading more of this, but I need to see it through. Again, just to catch us up on this, as you may be able to tell, I am being quite sarcastic because the amount of BS that gets spread at this time in the market and maybe this is a good point for me to kind of pause and go off in a little bit of a tangent. The amount of FUD, fear, nonsense, BS, lies that are being spread at the moment and for the past kind of few months in crypto just goes to show you how much they're trying to test your emotions. And it's why I'm here to try and kind of hopefully show you that I am numb to those emotions. I've seen it all. I've been through it all. I've had the laughs, the cries, the fear, the FOMO, the FUD, whatever it may be. I've had it all. I've lived through it all. I'm continuing to live through it all, and I speak about it every single day. If you are to actually understand how blockchain works, how Bitcoin works, how Ripple and XRP's cross-border payments work, like the fundamentals, nothing to do with investing, nothing to do with anything other than the fundamental blockchain technology. If you knew 100% or almost 100% what that actually does and can help people in lower economy countries, then you would understand why I laugh so much when I'm reading stuff like this, when they're saying that it's actually a financial risk. It's not helping countries. I mean, there's a part here I'm about to say here, it says like Venezuela and kind of other Chile, Mexico, the other countries that I've just mentioned. They're trying to tell us that the system of blockchain and crypto is not helping the current financial system. The current financial system that we know has caused hyperinflation for years and has done forever and will continue to do forever unless there is a change. They're telling us the financial system that they profit from so dearly and so much from, the financial system that they use against the people, the public of these lower economy countries, the financial system that causes these people in these lower economy countries to live on $1 a month, who can't have access to a bank account, who can't make simple payments, who can't make digital payments. The same financial system that the countries that have paper money is worthless. The money that the paper costs to make is worth more than the value of that paper. They're telling us that that financial system is better than blockchain and Bitcoin and cross-border payments and a new financial system, a technology, a ledger that's publicly transmitted and anyone can see it. Okay, I believe the big central banks. Look, that was pretty deep. I don't know where that came from. I apologise. Hopefully you followed along, but I'm just at that point where, and don't think by any means that I'm bugged by this, I'm upset by this, the central banks have got me, the government has got me. I'm doing fine. I'm just wanting to make sure that you understand the passion that I have for helping people's emotions and making sure that you don't fall victim to news. That's where it comes from. It comes from a good place. I know where I am. I'm comfortable where I am. I just want to make sure that you are as well. And that's why I ask that you tune in and watch these episodes. Anyway, let me jump back into that. So here we go, right? So all but 2 of the top 20 countries for crypto adoption are emerging markets, with countries like Venezuela, El Salvador and Nigeria becoming test beds for whether cryptocurrencies could offer a balm to countries ravaged by inflation and depreciating official currencies. But the central banks group said that crypto assets increased financial stability risks in emerging market economies. Why do I keep saying that so strange? As a weaker rule of law could make it harder to enforce contracts, while inconsistent enforcement can create confusion and raise market risk. Now, this is literally, this line here, they're saying that that's what crypto will cause. That is exactly what governments do on a daily basis with their rules. Exactly what they do. Inconsistency and confusion and raise market risk. That's exactly their blueprint. So don't think because they're writing it, it means that they're the good guys. It's insane. Anyway, the committee also cited that the combination of a lack of financial literacy and technological knowledge in emerging markets is creating a potent catalyst for risks to the financial stability, especially concerning crypto assets. Now, this part here I do agree with, technically, the combination of lack of financial literacy, but basically what they're trying to say here is, because you are lacking financial literacy in crypto, then it's causing concern, it's causing instability. Well, no one has they don't teach you financial literacy in schools anywhere. So that exact thing that they've said there stands for their current financial system. Again, they're using their own insecurities, but putting it onto crypto to try and spread that fear of crypto. When in fact, everything that they're saying right there actually makes up what the financial system does currently. There is no financial literacy ever, anywhere, unless you go and study and pay them to study their system in a university or whatever it may be. Even then, they'll teach you what they want you to know, not what you need to know, so that you fall into the system and continue to believe their lies. But anyway, I just think it's funny. This whole article is hilarious, right? As you can tell. It is from the Financial Times, which is obviously a Matrix news company owned by the Matrix, which we know. But yeah, I just think it's hilarious how much they post and push this, when in fact it's their inconsistencies that are prevalent, and it's what makes up the terrible financial system that we already have. Okay, so do you know what? Let's just stop reading this. Let's just move on. We're almost finished anyway, but yeah, the reason I wanted to cover the Financial Times thing there, if you already haven't understood or you've just joined us, go back and watch that whole rant. I think it was about 10 minutes, to be honest, but I just want you to understand that we're in a pinnacle kind of time in the crypto space at the moment. We're at peak fear at the moment, and I just want you to understand that you need to be headstrong. You need to be consistent. You need to still show up. Taking yourself out from the crypto space and just kind of stepping back, I wouldn't advise that. I would advise to stay in tune with it every single day and just learn a little bit every single day, and just familiarise yourself with the types of the times of the markets. Even keep a log. How are you feeling? Whatever it may be. Are you feeling a bit off today? Feeling a bit off this week? Are you hating the government a little bit more this week? Make a separate note. Write it in your phone, write it in your diary, whatever it may be, because it's times like this you'll look back on in a year, 2 years' time, and think that you've came such a long way because of the kind of time that you've spent. And again, it's the old saying, it's not timing the market, it's spending time in the market. And that does, again, it goes back to what I said a few minutes ago. This isn't about investing. It's not about investing in crypto. None of that, right? I'm not advising you to invest in crypto whatsoever. What I am advising you is to educate and be tuned in to, or dialed in to crypto in general, to blockchain, to Bitcoin, to cross-border payments, to a new financial system. That's what I'm advising you. I'm not advising you to invest. That's not my job. My job is to help you with the news, help you with the mindset, help you understand and see kind of the smoke screens that are being put up in front of you. And yeah, again, you get this in Discord as well. For anyone that is part of CC Pro, you'll know that we even put a post out last night regarding the Binance FUD that's going about. I did cover it a little bit on Coffee and Crypto yesterday, but we did put a big update out last night on how we truly believe the Binance situation is being handled, what the future is for that, and why we believe it is just, again, fugazi. It's wool being pulled over your eyes, and yeah, it's another reason why you really should. If you haven't already joined, it's another reason why you should join, because you get more of what happens on Coffee and Crypto. You get more of these rants, more of these home truths spread throughout Discord. But yeah, anyway, what an interesting episode this has been, huh? Let's do some more laid back stuff now, yeah? Let's take a bit of a chill for the next few minutes. Let's bring the vibes down. Well, bring the vibes high, but bring the battle in the banks down a little bit, right? So I want to show you something very interesting. It's not this. I'm just using this screen as a background. Let me just pull it over from the other screen. Right, check this. So, excuse the name of it. I just had to. In fact, you know what? You can actually technically see some of those graphics. I haven't blurred them out all that well, have I? Right, I'm going to move this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nah, that didn't work either. Right, okay. Anyway, let's do that. So let's chat about the CC Pro basket, shall we? So CC Pro members then, you will know exactly what this is. Again, if you are watching this, it's above my head right now. Can you see that? That's what I'm trying to talk about. I'm not talking about the WAP stuff, which is it that side or is it that side? Can't tell on this camera, but yeah, look above the BYBIT CC Pro basket. Now, this has been an incredibly long journey. Well, I say long journey, it's been about a month of us getting this over the line and trying to make it available for everyone to see. Well, I say everyone, CC Pro members, because if you're not in CC Pro, you don't get the chance, unfortunately. Now, in fact, you know what? I do realise that the QR code's there as well. Let me just do that. Bang. So CC Pro basket, what is it then? So essentially it's a basket or a bundle of 10 different coins that we have hand picked behind the scenes and kind of selected and put into a bundle of assets or kind of, yeah, a bundle of crypto projects that we personally are investing $5,000 in with the hope to turn that into $100,000 within the next kind of bull run. There's no set time on this. It's kind of, we're deciding to average in now. Prices might go down from here, might go up from here. That's not what it's about in the short term anyway. It's all about getting these 10 coins added or topped up into our current basket, and you can follow along for the journey. So I must make very, very clear that, of course, you need to be in CC Pro to take part. There is a few things that you need to go through and accept before you get access to it, which will be, again, it's so straightforward. We've laid it out in a very, very straightforward manner, and you will have access to that later on today, maybe right after this episode, we'll see. But yeah, the whole point of it is for you as a member of CC Pro, you can follow along our journey and investing in these 10 different crypto projects. Now, our plan is, again, we've bundled them all together so that you can literally click one single button and follow the journey along yourself. It's up to yourself if you want to do that. We don't advise or would kind of tell you to do that, but we will show you what we're investing in, and it means that you can do the same if you feel confident to do so and you are eligible to do so as well. Now, I must make that very clear as well. You need to be eligible in the country that you live in. You need to follow the regulations, and you need to make sure that you are allowed to kind of use the service. Again, that's not on us. You need to make clear that you're happy and that you've read all the rules and regulations on it. Anyway, the plan is it will go live today for CC Pro members. It did go live last night to our CC Pro Alpha members, which actually I can show you on our screen here. Just, again, gives you a little bit extra kind of heads up on things that we are launching. But like I said, it is going live today for CC Pro. So please, if you are part of CC Pro, get ready for that. It will be exciting for the drop, but there will be a few things to read over first to make sure that you completely understand and you're quite happy to move forward. But anyway, that's a little bit of what we wanted to touch on. I won't touch too much more on it because obviously you need to find out more information in CC Pro if you want to be part of it. It's been huge. We've seen a massive uptick in people wanting to join in on this challenge of ours and follow along our journey. And I'm sure there'll be many, many more coming in the next few months because the basket is now open and it will be left open for the foreseeable. It's up to you to follow that at any point at all. Now, there's no minimum, there's no maximum. You can do what you want if you are going to invest. We are personally, like I said, investing $5,000 as we're happy with that risk. We might lose it all. We might gain 100,000. We don't mind. But anyway, like I said, if you are wanting to take part, join CC Pro. It's in the description of today's video. You can get full details on that and yeah, follow along for the journey. Now, that's all for today's episode of Coffee and Crypto. It has been a fantastic episode, if I do say so myself. Little bit of a different, well, I say that most times, it's been a little bit different. I feel like they're always the same. I always go off on a rant. I always give a big mindset speech. I always kind of go after banks and tell you how it is. So look, maybe it's not a little bit of a different one today. Maybe it is the exact same as every other episode. I'm just on it at the moment. But yeah, that's all for today's episode. I will be in Discord most of today in the chat room, chatting back and forward. Like I said, CC Pro Basket is going live today before noon. So it is currently 10:18 a.m. in this country that I'm currently sat in. And yeah, it will be going live before noon. So check out the posts. If you haven't already, get involved in Discord quickly before that comes out. Anyway, enough from me. I'm making this longer than it has to be. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, drop me a like, drop this video a comment, let me know your thoughts. Also share this video with someone that needs to hear my rants, someone that needs to kind of get a little bit of help on clarity, a little bit of a mindset switch, whatever it may be. Please send them over. I will help them as much as possible with their mindset. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Coffee and Crypto. See ya.